There was a time, not so long ago, when Greece was written off as Europe's weakest link. A nation crushed under the weight of debt, austerity, and political turmoil. Its economy shattered, its people weary, and its defense forces struggling to maintain even the basics. But today the story is very different. From the ruins of crisis, Greece has begun a stunning transformation, one that few saw coming. This is the story of how Greece went from economic collapse to becoming one of Europe's fastest modernizing military powers, a nation that has turned adversity into innovation and weakness into strength. From F-35 jets to French Rafales, from stealth frigates to autonomous drones, Greece's armed forces are not just rebuilding, they're evolving. This is Greece's defense revolution, how a country once drowning in debt is now emerging as a strategic powerhouse on the front lines of Europe. From crisis to resilience, the dark years. The 2008 global financial crisis hit Greece harder than almost any other European nation. By 2010, the economy was in freefall. The government debt reached unsustainable levels, forcing Athens to accept international bailouts that came with brutal austerity measures. For the Greek military, it was a nightmare. Defense budgets were slashed by nearly 40%. Recruitment froze. Exercises were cancelled. Maintenance for aircraft, ships, and tanks was delayed or abandoned. By 2015, Greece's once proud Hellenic armed forces were running on fumes, kept alive only by dedication and ingenuity. But even in the darkest times, the military held firm. The threats never went away. Turkey's incursions over the Aegean, migrant crises, and regional instability forced Athens to maintain vigilance. And when the dust began to settle, something remarkable happened. Greece began to rethink everything, not just its economy but its entire defense philosophy. The geopolitical awakening, a new strategic reality. Out of crisis came clarity. By the late 2010s, it was clear that Greece's geography made it indispensable. It sits at the crossroads of Europe, Asia, and Africa, a maritime bridge between the Aegean, Mediterranean, and the Middle East. To the east lies Turkey, a NATO ally on paper but a rival in practice. To the south, instability in North Africa. To the west, the European heartland. Greece could no longer afford to be passive. It had to be strong, not for prestige but for survival. Athens began quietly reshaping its defense priorities. Instead of relying on outdated Cold War doctrines, it embraced a new model, leaner, smarter, and more autonomous. The goal was not to match rivals ship for ship or plane for plane, but to build a technologically advanced deterrent capable of defending national interests in an unpredictable world. The age of debt was over. The age of drones had begun. The modernization plan, from repair to revolution. In 2020, the Greek government launched one of the most ambitious defense modernization programs in its history. Prime Minister Kyriakos Mitsotakis announced a €10 billion rearmament plan, signaling a decisive break from austerity. The plan covered all branches of the military, air, land, and sea, but it was more than just rearmament. It was about transformation. Let's break down the core pillars of Greece's defense revolution. The Hellenic Air Force, the shield of the skies. Greece's Air Force has always been its first line of defense, tasked with protecting the Aegean's vast airspace against daily intrusions from Turkish jets. But after years of stagnation, the Hellenic Air Force began its comeback. The Rafale deal, a new era of air superiority. In 2021, Greece became the first European nation to acquire Dassault Rafale fighter jets from France. 24 in total, a mix of new and second-hand aircraft. The Rafale represents a quantum leap in capability. Equipped with Meteor Beyond Visual Range missiles, Scalp-EG cruise missiles, and Spectra electronic warfare systems, it gives Greece a decisive edge in air combat. In simple terms, Rafales can detect, lock, and strike targets long before enemy radars even notice them. Their arrival immediately shifted the regional air balance, giving Greece a technological and psychological upper hand in the skies over the Aegean. The F-16 Viper upgrade, modernizing the backbone. At the same time, Greece is upgrading 84 of its F-16s to the Block 7072 Viper standard, the most advanced configuration of the jet outside the United States. These upgrades include new AESA radars, advanced avionics, and digital warfare capabilities, making Greece's fleet one of the most capable in Europe. The F-35 ambition, stealth on the horizon. Athens is also moving toward purchasing F-35 Lightning II stealth fighters, which would give the Hellenic Air Force true fifth-generation capability. The combination of Rafales, upgraded F-16s, and potential F-35s will create a layered air power structure. mixing reach, stealth, and precision. Together, these jets ensure that Greece can not only defend its skies but also project power deep into the eastern Mediterranean. The Hellenic Navy, guardians of the Aegean. While air power is critical, the sea is Greece's lifeblood. With over 13,000 kilometers of coastline and 6,000 islands, Greece's security is inseparable from its maritime strength. The Hellenic Navy, though aging, has been the quiet backbone of the nation's defense for decades. Now, it's undergoing a transformation as bold as that of the Air Force. The Belharra frigates, France and Greece joined forces. In 2021, Greece signed a landmark deal with France for 3 Belharra-class frigates, formerly known as FDIHN frigates. These ships are state-of-the-art, equipped with Aster-30 air defense missiles, Exocet anti-ship weapons, and advanced sonar suites for submarine hunting. They will act as floating fortresses in the Aegean, giving Greece a modern, multi-role naval platform capable of confronting both surface and aerial threats. The naval drone fleet, the future at sea. Greece is also investing heavily in unmanned naval technology, small autonomous vessels and surveillance drones that can patrol maritime borders, detect submarines, and relay data in real time. These systems will serve as the Navy's digital eyes, extending its reach without expanding its manpower. Submarine dominance, the silent strength. Greece already holds one of the most advanced submarine fleets in the region, Type 214 AIP, air-independent propulsion. Submarines built in cooperation with Germany. These subs are quiet, deadly, and capable of staying underwater far longer than traditional diesel-electric submarines. In a region defined by narrow straits and contested islands, these undersea hunters are a critical strategic advantage, invisible deterrents beneath the waves. The ground forces, smaller, faster, smarter. The Greek army, once a massive conscript-heavy force, is being reshaped into a high-tech, mobile army focused on rapid reaction and island defense. Modernized armor and artillery. Upgrades to Leopard 2A4 tanks, M109 howitzers, and new anti-tank missile systems are bringing Greece's land capabilities up to modern standards. The goal is clear: deterrence through mobility and firepower, not mass. The Aegean Fortress concept. Greece's ground doctrine is now built around the concept of the Aegean Fortress, highly defended island outposts equipped with air defense, anti-ship missiles, and drone surveillance. This ensures that any potential aggression in the Aegean would face layered resistance before reaching mainland Greece. Special Forces and Cyber Command. Elite units like the ETA, Army Raiders, and amphibious commandos are being trained for hybrid warfare, combining traditional tactics with digital and electronic warfare operations. A newly established Cyber Defense Command ensures that Greece can both protect and retaliate in the virtual domain, the newest battlefield of the 21st century. The drone revolution, Greece's eye in the sky. Perhaps the most striking sign of Greece's defense transformation is its rapid investment in unmanned aerial systems, drones. For decades, Greece relied on foreign intelligence and manned aircraft for surveillance. But as neighboring powers like Turkey demonstrated the impact of drone warfare, Athens accelerated its own programs. Domestic innovation, Arcadis and Pegasus. The Arcadis project, a collaboration between the Hellenic aerospace industry, University of Thessaloniki, and private firms, marks Greece's entry into indigenous drone production. Arcadis is designed for both surveillance and strike capabilities, a modular UAV that can monitor borders, detect naval threats, and eventually carry munitions. Meanwhile, the Pegasus 2 UAV program, originally developed in the early 2000s, has been revived and upgraded with modern sensors, endurance, and satellite control. Allied support, Israel and the US. Greece has also partnered with Israel, a leader in drone technology. The two nations co-develop and share intelligence platforms, including the leasing of Heron UAVs for maritime patrols. In addition, cooperation with the US and France ensures Greece integrates NATO-compatible command and control systems, allowing for real-time coordination with allies. The goal? Autonomous defense. The future Greek military will operate in a networked ecosystem, where drones act as scouts, target designators, and even autonomous strike platforms, multiplying the effectiveness of manned units. In the coming decade, Greece's skies will be guarded not only by pilots but by algorithms, a fusion of ancient strategy and modern code. Defense diplomacy, alliances that build power. Greece's defense revolution is not happening in isolation. It's part of a broader geopolitical realignment. The French connection. The Franco-Greek Defense Pact signed in 2021 was more than a weapons deal. It was a mutual defense agreement, the first of its kind within the European Union. It commits both nations to assist one another in the event of external aggression, a direct signal to Ankara and a reassurance to the West that Greece is no longer standing alone. The Eastern Mediterranean Alliance. Alongside Cyprus, Israel, and Egypt, Greece has helped form a new strategic bloc in the Eastern Mediterranean, bound by shared interests in energy exploration, maritime security, and counterterrorism. Joint naval drills, intelligence sharing, and infrastructure cooperation have turned the region into one of the most militarily active zones in the world. The U.S. Partnership. The U.S. Greece Defense Cooperation Agreement (MDCA) has expanded American access to Greek bases, including Ceuta Bay in Crete, a critical hub for operations in the Eastern Mediterranean and Middle East. In return, Greece gains training, intelligence, and technological support, a win-win partnership that cements Athens as a strategic anchor for NATO's southern flank. From crisis to confidence, the new national mindset. Perhaps the greatest change isn't in Greece's arsenal, it's in its attitude. A decade ago, the country was portrayed as Europe's cautionary tale. Today it stands as a case study in resilience, a nation that rebuilt not just its economy but its pride. Defense modernization has become a symbol of national revival. Every new frigate launched, every drone tested, every pilot trained abroad reflects a larger truth. Greece is no longer waiting for others to protect it. The same discipline that saw the country endure austerity is now fueling its return to strength. Greece is not seeking empire or expansion, it is seeking respect, sovereignty, and the ability to stand firm in a turbulent world. The economy of defense, turning weakness into industry. Another aspect of the Greek defense revolution is economic pragmatism. Rather than drain the treasury, Athens is turning defense into industrial opportunity. The revival of the Hellenic aerospace industry (HAI), collaboration with European shipyards, and joint research projects in AI and cybersecurity are helping Greece reindustrialize high-tech sectors. Defense spending, once seen as a burden, is now viewed as an investment in innovation and employment, creating a sustainable ecosystem that feeds both national security and economic recovery. The regional balance, Greece's strategic impact. Greece's rearmament is reshaping the Eastern Mediterranean balance of power. Where once it played defense, Greece is now setting the tempo. It leads regional exercises, contributes to NATO missions, and acts as a diplomatic bridge between Europe, the Middle East, and Africa. Its partnership network, with the US, France, Israel, Egypt, and the UAE, gives it geopolitical weight far beyond its size. And while tensions with Turkey remain high, Greece's new capabilities mean that any potential confrontation would be costly and unpredictable for its rival. Athens no longer plays catch-up, it plays deterrent. The rise of the modern Hellenic force. From the ruins of economic collapse, Greece has achieved something extraordinary. It has redefined what it means to be strong. Its military renaissance is not about empire or aggression, it's about endurance. It's about a small nation with an ancient legacy reminding the world that decline is never destiny. The same land that gave birth to Leonidas and Alexander has once again found its spirit, not in marble monuments but in modern steel, silicon, and sky. Greece's defense revolution is not just a military story. It's a human one, a story of belief, adaptation, and pride. As the sun sets over the Aegean, a new Greece stands ready, one built not on debt but on determination, not on weakness but on will. And in that transformation lies the message to every nation that ever fell. Resilience is the ultimate weapon.